What is the role of board members at a porch party? First of all, let's back up and think about what is the role of board members in fundraising altogether, because we know that board members are often nervous about the whole idea of fundraising, right? So if we can focus them on friend raising and friend making and non-ask events, then board members often can really shine. They'll step up, they'll take charge, they'll be very helpful. So the idea of a board member being involved in a porch party is perfect because you have a format for them to do what they do best, which is reaching out to new people. So what is the role exactly at a porch party? How do you best use your board members? Well, first of all, I think that the best porch parties are hosted by board members. And now not everybody on your board wants to have their own party. Perhaps you could divide them into teams or divide the whole board into 3 groups and they can work together to create this friend-making event. And wouldn't that be fun for your board members, because they get to know the other board members and they get to engage with them and you build continuity and community with your board. So board members as hosts really work. You can also ask board members to team up and host a porch party. I have to acknowledge that not everybody is social. And not every board member may want to be involved in this kind of project. But if you divided them into teams, then the people who don't feel particularly social can help behind the scenes. So we think it's a great project for a board to adopt. I would like to talk about how board members can best invite people. We think that board members should be willing to invite their friends and associates to a no-ask event to learn more about your work. We hope board members will be willing to do that, right? So invite their friends and associates to a no-ask friend-making event in which there's going to be a short program about your cause. The beautiful thing about this is that your board members can invite whoever they think might be interested, and then the people within their network who are interested will come, and the people in their network who are not interested will not come. So their friends are self-selecting that they're interested. That way, board members are always very worried about like arm twisting or hitting up their friends. If they just invite their friends to an event, then there's no pressure and the people who are interested will show up. So we've got board members hosting porch parties at a certain place. We've got board members helping to do the invitations. And then also, board members have a role at the event itself. Board members can staff the table when people check in. They can act as hosts, as I mentioned earlier, greeting people warmly. They can watch for wallflowers and mix with the crowd. And they can also have gentle discovery conversations with people. Let's talk a little bit about how do you have a discovery conversation with a guest at a porch party. You can gently ask the guest, I didn't know you were interested in this topic. Tell me more. And just stop. You don't have to make a presentation. You don't have to pry. You just say, oh, you're interested in cancer. You're interested in backpack buddies for the school children. You're interested in our family services project, and just stop. And your friend or the donor or the attendee at the porch party will respond. And they'll tell their story about why they're interested and why they care. So it's a wonderful role for board members to be able to help you work the room and have some discovery conversations. The final role of a board member at a porch party is to help follow up. And so the correct way to follow up is for board members to perhaps divide up the list of attendees and call people or email them and say, I'd love to know your impressions. Would you like to get more involved? So it doesn't have to be pushy. It doesn't have to be heavy-handed. And board members are the perfect people to do this. Because if you remember, board members are viewed by the porch party guests as the highest officials of your organization. They have a lot of credibility. And remember, they're only doing this work on the board because they care, so they're not being paid or anything. So board members are wonderful representatives to the community, and in a role of inviting, and a role of hosting, and also in a role of helping to follow up. So we'd love to help your board members get more involved in porch parties this summer. So be sure you keep listening to all of our videos.